perpetrated against the men. I come here to represent myself and a few. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the girls and we have to comply. We gonna pay with dues, we don't get reviews. Love how we get broken and we fall into the news. But it's all the brothers and we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, bringing in a brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, we gonna see a better man. Learn me. The message to the father. This is how we do it, cause we talk the truth to power. Walking in the spirit, walking in the water. Happy that we blessed. Full 100, walking in forgiveness. Full 100, healing from disease. Full 100, totally redeemed. Full 100, strength for the youth. Full 100, friendly with the truth. Full 100, free from affection. Full 100, are we on a mission? Full 100.
Hello my people, welcome once again to Mike at Night. How are you all doing? If you're out there, just show me some hearts now. Let me just see that you all are with us. Joy, nice seeing you. Glad that you got on tonight. Wonderful. Lenora, how are you doing? Joanne, nice having you. Edwin, my goodness. Kenneth, Pamela, well, you were seated inside there from early. You should be at the head of the class, Pamela. Nicely. Alright. So we're going to talk today about why some people walk out of relationships. And I'm sure that this is not going to be something that is new that we're going to talk about, because all of us have had some opportunity to walk out of relationships. Some of you all planning to walk out even or now. And some of you, somebody walked out on you. So there are different reasons why people walk out. We're going to explore. I'm sure we wouldn't cover all of them, but we shall explore to give you some idea as to why people walk out. And I hope that you will add your own 2 cents into it as we go along. All right. So why people walk out of relationships? Why do you think? How about you start giving me some ideas as to why you think some people walk out of relationships? Huh? What do you think? Do you think it's just because people just want to move on for moving on sake? Let me see what you're saying. Da. Let me see if I can find out what people say. Why do you think people walk out? Joanna Peters, thank you very much for joining us. Let me tell the people in St. Vincent, I'm looking forward to being with you all within the next couple of days. So, you know, the hospitality I always appreciate there. Right. Alright, so before we get into that, let me just bring this here. There's a new ice cream shop that has opened in the Montgomery area. This is for the people in Tobago. It's called Lick Point. Yep. Makes your imagination rumble. Lick Point. So they open Mondays to Fridays from 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock. That is PM now. And on Saturdays they open from 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock PM also. So that is Mondays 1 to 10, Saturdays and Sundays 3 to 10. Right? So they have the cones going nice. I went there and I bought, I ate, I have in my fridge. Well, I had in the fridge. Right? But $15 per scoop. And you could have also for the waffle, if you're going to use the waffle cone, you could have the waffle cone for $15 for a scoop, but $35 for the double scoop. If you wish, you could call them because you might have a party coming up and you want to have ice cream for your party. Call 365-6730 or visit them. They are the corner of Montgomery Junction. Just when you go at that Montgomery Junction there, just by the playing field, you get it there. I am going to ask a question before the program is out, and the person who gets that, I'm going to sponsor them an ice cream for them to go down there and get it. Yeah? Ain't that nice? But of course you have to live in Tobago in order to get that. So just listen out, because the question may very well come from something that we're saying on the program. Alright, so having said that, let's get back to the program now. People walk out of relationships, and every day people are walking out of relationships. Sometimes you start a relationship with nice, going good, is a relationship made in heaven. I was yesterday, I watched a young man come out of a fast food place with a young lady, and then I saw him go on her side first, the passenger side, open the door, let her in. I said, oh my goodness, you still have gentlemen among us. Young boy and young girl. Put her to sit down and so on, made sure she was well seated. I think she was also eating an ice cream and so on, and then he went across to his side and he drove off and so on. I said, nice. I also tell myself, I feel them is new couples, because new couples just start off that way. After you're married and you're married out little 50 years old, she had to open her own door. You understand? We don't do that again. Though we should still keep it up. That's my personal opinion. We should still keep it up. But you could tell whenever it is a new couple, as a couple, or whenever it's not your spouse, not your partner, is a borrowed goods you have, but you're treating them nice. So anyway, I just digressed on that. Why some people walk out of relationship, and so we want to explore some of that. And you see, those people who don't have any sense of regard for people, respect, and think that abuse and dismissiveness is the order of the day, you should not be in a relationship. You all should just leave children alone. Just leave them alone. So when it comes to relationship, people really don't walk out of love, as some people say. There's this article I saw on Facebook that I felt was very, very destructive, and that's where I'm going to take it from. I don't know who the author is. And they say people don't walk away from love. They walk away from war. This constant quarrel and arguing and insulting and so on. And there are some relationships that are built on chaos. Almost every little thing breaks down into a quarrel. After a while, that person tends to walk out of it, right? Because he or she is not comfortable in that environment. So let's start off with that disrespect. That disrespect that we're talking about. Disrespect is not strength. Even though you think it is strength, it's not strength. It's actually your weakness. You have run out of the ability to negotiate. You have run out of the ability to speak and share your thoughts lucid. So you have to now go into chaos and sabotage. That's why sometimes somebody walk out of a relationship, because they can't handle all of that. The barking is not for marriage. That's for hunters. That's when you're going for to hunt animal and wild meat. That's where the barking is. So, and that barking doesn't make you earn any respect. Though some people, for some strange, some erroneous reason, think that whenever I shout, I've heard one, a lady was interviewing me one time when I was on television, and she was interviewing me regarding one of the books I wrote. And she said, Mr. Stewart, I find whenever you are harsh to a man, he's loyal to you. I don't know. She said, yes, because when I shout at him and so on, he does be very passive. And let me tell you something, people. Let's take the man-woman relationship, and the shouter is the woman. If the woman is shouting and screaming and so on, we usually say she's vibrating that masculine energy. Well, the man is either going to start vibrating with feminine energy, which means he's going to step down. He's going to pat it down, and he's going to cool himself, because she's vibrating at masculine. Or he's going to come up against her with masculine energy, and that is war. Because if she is vibrating, shouting, screaming, and insulting and so on, he joins that. That is just all out war. You understand me? So it is not in anybody's interest for the man to be shouting at the woman, or the woman to be shouting at the man. That makes absolutely no sense. You are beginning to bury the relationship one quarrel at a time. So stop the screaming. That's why people get fed up. And a lot of people said, I can't take it no more. I can't take it. I've reached to the end of my rope. Sometimes they still love the person, but they cannot handle the war. Right? So, although that some people tend to say this statement, I ain't not vexing her, that is just the way I just talk. Well, ma'am, sir, stop that. It makes no sense. Do not talk like that, because there is no way somebody could be comfortable with you screaming and shouting at them. You understand? So forget about that. Alright, I see Pamela put up a couple. Lies, deception, inconsistencies, right? Those are some of the reasons why people leave. We might be able to go into some more depths before the evening is out. Lack of trust, says Joanna. Good evening, Frida Leaks. Molly Tulsi, good evening to you. Nice having you on. My sweet sister Diane, good to have you on. Curtis Stephen Henry. Hey Curtis, top of the night, my boy. React 212, boy. Yeah, schoolmate. Pamela says people walk away from relationships because of abuse, disrespect, and dictating and narcissism. Boy, yeah, so much reason people just walk out of relationships for, boy. And a lot of relationships people walking out of, the average person is going to have, sometimes when I ask people, so how many relationships you've been in, and I like to ask that. Sometimes 25 and up of relationships that people have been in. Well, what that does, it makes you more numb to love. Because after you've been in so many relationships, you are leaving most likely because something didn't work out, or somebody hurt you, or there was some disconnect that took place. But whenever you disconnect 20 times, you may not be able to feel or understand or appreciate what love is anymore. That's my personal view. I don't know what you all think. I haven't had 20 something to be able to say. But a lot of times you see a lot of these people just don't connect. You see. So let's look at that and let's ask ourselves whether it's making sense. My good friend Diane McClatchy, top of the evening to you. Nice, good having you on. Right. So we talk about the shouting. We're going to. I think I want to stay on that one a bit longer because that seems to be the relationship tool of choice. To be screaming and shouting at each other and justifying it. That is how we always talk. I had a reason to have a discussion with a lady at the end of business matter. And this lady, I think, is quite near retirement already. But the lady is just shouting. She sounds angry. I had to keep reminding the lady. I said, Miss, we're just having a discussion, you know. We are just having a conversation. Don't study me, you know. This is how I just talk. I just get very emotional and so on. That's how I just talk and so on. But there's no need for that. No need for that. Probably people should come and advise me. How many of you out there shout, scream, and carry on like that, men and women, and in loving relationships? I challenge you. I challenge anybody to tell me I don't shout and scream and insult my partner and we live lovingly. Challenge anybody. And if you think you know somebody, put it up on the screen that you know somebody who live like that. I have never met somebody who insulting their partner, screaming at them. But the person may say, but me and my partner, we together still for 16 years. And we don't always be shouting. Yeah. Just because the person has not left doesn't mean they have not left. They have left already. And you ain't even know it. They just have not closed the door. So forget about that. You are living in a mirage. Yeah? Edwin, constant nagging. Nya, 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 every time. Constant nagging. Always have something to complain about. Little things. Yes, Charmaine, what can come in? Have a seat, my girl. So, I'm telling you, I've met people who admit to me that they were the shouting, hostile, insulting. When they're vexed, they just offload. And they thought it was because of how serious-minded they are. They don't stand nonsense, they used to be saying. I'm not somebody I can't stand nonsense and so on. Yeah, I understand that. But do you have to insult the person in the process? Alright? But I've met some of those people later on who admit that it did not work for them. And thank God they changed. And they saw better results in the relationship when they start discussing instead of quarreling. And I want to recommend that to people. He who cussed first have run out of words to use in a discussion. So they have no other choice but to start cussing. Good evening, Carol and Anthony. Nice having you. Thank you for joining us. Curtis says lies and wrong saddling the pack. I'm not too sure what wrong saddling the pack means, but lies. Alright, I understand that part. Yeah. Alright, so we continue. So there people don't tolerate consistent disrespect. One or two times you'll get vexed, you'll say something is inappropriate. We understand that. The emotion of the moment, we are all human beings and so on. So we understand that. But we also understand that when you catch yourself, because we are assuming that you are normal person, that you will catch yourself, you're not going to be in this state all the time. That when you catch yourself, you will make an apology. A genuine apology that says, boy, what I told you earlier on, I should never have. Forgive me, I was wrong. Be good. But don't be doing that every time I'm coming back and say sorry, of course. You understand me? But we will take it. But if you consistently disrespect it, worse yet, think that you could disrespect people, disrespect your spouse, in front of them family, in front of them workers, letting the neighbors hearing how you're carrying on, you are burying your own relationship. I promise you that. And I hope you have money for the coffin. Right? Never make somebody feel small. Never kill a person's spirit at all. You will never win that. You will be lonely. Even if you leave this person after you're done cuss them and insult them, and you go to somebody else and you try that again, you will end up just moving from one person to the next, and you'll run out of people or you'll run out of age. You're going to get old and die very sad and lonely. And there are a number of people who have cussed up their children, cussed up their wife, cussed up their family, and dying quite lonely by themselves. Nobody wanting to come and help. That's what you want? Anyway. So that's why some people walk out. They walk out of the war zone to find peace somewhere else. So that's one. That quarrelsome spirit. Why people walk out. Let me give you number 2. That dismissive attitude that people have, where you make somebody feel that what they're saying is nonsense, is not as intelligent as what you would have said. That has its own debilitating effect on people. And how do you dismiss somebody? While they are talking and sharing their story, you jump in and talk over them. You cut them off. You all know what I'm talking about? You all ever experienced that? I hope you all do. Because that's quite common. Where people start to talk over you or take away your story. It's as though you don't want to hear their story, so you take over the story and put in your story. They did not finish theirs. Now I will tell you, I plead guilty for that. Because sometimes I kind of have so much when somebody says something and it triggers something in my head. I tend to not wait until they are finished before I want to get it off my head and forget it. But it's something that I'm working on. Alright? Curtis said horn does cause people to walk out of a relationship. Yes, Curtis. Horn is one of, well, you know, they say the other people in the other islands, Curtis, would not know what to talk about with horn. Horn is more Trinidad and Tobago statement. But for my people in St. Kitts and Grenada and so on, whenever you get boot, people don't want to walk. Yes. Well, horn is what the animal boots you with. But in other islands, they actually call it boot. Alright, so we continue here now. So we said that dismissive, when the person is talking, and you know, sometimes when somebody talking, you have to roll your eye, skin your face, minutes, oh gosh, again, another story again. You don't want to hear them. That dismissive kind of spirit is also one of the things why people feel I am not heard. It's as though I have not been gotten. That's what there's a lady with a book wrote that. I have not gotten. Right? And that means the person doesn't hear me, doesn't feel me, don't seem to connect with what I'm saying. Once one person is talking, they will talk for hours, they will talk non-stop, and as soon as you start your story, they don't give you a chance. Or they're now busy, they have to leave, or they're on their phone while you're talking, etc. Guilty again. Alright. Yeah, right. I know. I'm guilty again. Anyway, and then we wonder why some people walk out of a relationship. When you say, well, nothing was going on between we, nothing was normal. You thought it was normal. But if a person doesn't feel heard, it's one of the most lonely kind of feeling to be in, where you want to share something with somebody and your intimate partner is the appropriate person for you to share it with, and your intimate partner don't want to hear you. Oh gosh, girl, I can't take on the whole talk now. Right? So your spouse may not need therapy. They just may need to be heard. You'll be surprised as a counselor that some people who have considered therapy, medicinal therapy, to go in to get help and so on, all they need is just somebody who sit down and listen to their story and just be there quiet and take them in, because they're trying to offload their own feelings and so on. And so sometimes it's not therapy people need, they just need somebody to be heard. And I am quite okay for somebody to pay me to come inside. If you don't listen to your spouse, I'm okay for your spouse to come inside by me and talk. I will listen. I will listen. We charge for the hour. So if they want to talk at 3 hours and pay for the 3 hours, and you home and you messing that up that they could have spoken free, I will take that 3 hours payment to listen to your spouse. Alright? So, if therefore the person's dream does not matter in their home, they will seek somebody who will consider their dream something to be mattered over. So that is how the horn does that. Because when you're not listening home and they go to work and they have a co-worker who's quite empathetic, listening and paying attention and showing them some measure of consoling, alright, before you know it, you get huff for not eating. I ain't gonna tell all of where that phrase come from. Some of you are a little too young to know that phrase. Alright. Let me just go to my ad once more again. Curtis says to vent. Alright, yep. That's right. So let me remind you of this Lick Point. It's a new ice cream place in just at the corner of Montgomery Junction. Just before you take the road to go up Bethel, it's on your left side if you're coming from town. If you're coming from Mount Irving, it's on your right side where the line of stores are, and Mickey's who sell those great pastries and so on. Yeah, there's where you get it. Lick Point sells some finger licking ice cream. I tasted the Guinness, tasted great. I tasted the strawberry coconut, tasted great also. What else did I taste? I tasted one that I can't remember the name. Sour soup, and made out of real fruits. It tasted great. So the telephone number is 635-6730. If you have a function coming up, or if you want to take your family down there just to sit down and lick the point, give them a call. Ask for Zico or Shabiki. Tell them Mike at Nite send you. Right? So the next time I come back on this ad, I am going to ask a question, and the person who wins the question, I'm going to buy you an ice cream, and you go down there and you collect it. So listen everything I'm saying. Listen everything I'm saying. Alright. So let's get back to the story now that we're talking about. So far we spoke about the dismissive attitude. We spoke about the hostile attitude of quarreling and shouting and insulting, etc. I want to bring a third one now. This one is not just verbal abuse. This one is actually physical abuse. And not all times it is physical, but because sometimes, probably you should answer me. Which one hurts more? A physical lash or a verbal lash? A verbal insult or being hit? Which one do you think hurts more? Which one lasts longer? Yeah? So, when we're talking abuse and we're talking about the kind of conversational interaction, sarcasm, hey, that one I can't stand a second. When we're talking about something serious and they're being sarcastic, we're trying to let me look stupid. I can't handle that, you know. I'm telling all you. Right? That's sarcasm, that making you look as though you're so dotish. You ain't work that out. Mocking the person. Right? So that is abuse. Also, it's abuse if you are withholding love from the person you're supposed to love. You're treating them unlovingly. That's abuse. You're making sure that you walk out of the house, you go to work, you're not saying you're gone. That's abuse. You're withholding the natural affection of how you are supposed to be operating. Do you kiss your spouse goodbye? Probably you should. But certainly walking out and then saying where you're gone and that you're gone. And I'm talking about for both sides. I think sometimes we think the woman needs to say where she's going and when she's coming back and who she's going with. But I am a firm believer that a man's woman should know where he is, should know when he's coming back, and should know when he's leaving. He shouldn't just disappear and hey, your father gone? Yes, daddy gone, daddy leave already. Come on. Yeah? So that kind of thing disconnects people in the relationship, and sometimes people say, I don't feel that this relationship making sense. It's not that they feel as though they're being hit or lashed or anything like that, but some or the other is just not making sense. They're not connecting with this person who doesn't seem to have the ability to do some of the niceties and the pleasantries that go on. You're eating your food. Well, of course, the person who make the food would like to know, because sometimes it's the man making the food too, by the way. The person who made the food would like to know how it tastes. How did you enjoy it? Well, say something now. Oh gosh, say something. Girl, that one tastes very nice, you know. Or, even if you didn't like it, you could at least say, my belly full, man. You hear lie? It full. Don't lie about the taste, but at least say something. Right? Because that's the place you're supposed to say. Because that says, I value what you are doing for me. And you know how many people are in relationships where they feel the person that they are with don't value 1 ounce what they're doing, and they're working hard to please you. No. According to Gregory, I think it's George Gregory, a comedian. That ain't right. That can't be right. Could never be. Alright. I think this is the 4th one. Let me get it straight. So the first one is where we're giving them a lot of loud, harsh, rough words. The second one is where we're demonstrating the dismissive spirit. I don't want to hear you. That kind of attitude. And I think the third one we did where we talk about the abuse that comes across that makes the person feel like a non-person, a non-human. You ignore them, you pass them straight. You don't say hello, you don't say good morning. You see? They wasn't well, you didn't ask them how they're feeling now. That is dismissive. Oh, you didn't know that? Well, you don't know that now. So we're now on number 4. A loud woman who destroys, or a man who destroys more than peace. This person who will not allow peace to reign, this man or woman, Um, so that and the peace is not just the shouting, it's the tension that cause some people to have illness because of the tension, and doctors can't tell what the illness is because it is not physical, it is psychological. The Some people dread going home, some people dread meeting their spouse, right? And that tension itself is what some people say, they leave the relationship with an exhaling kind of attitude. Wow, now I think I could just be myself, I could say how I feel, I can sleep in peace without waking up out of my sleep and so on, because of the tension that was operating in the relationship, the battles that were being fought almost every day, and the battles that were being fought in silence, the unpredictability of the relationship, and some people just glad to just leave the relationship. Sometimes they still love the person, but just glad to leave it because say. And then we have number 5, a woman who disrespects a man, and a man who disrespects a woman. And this disrespects in the way the disrespect is more than what we just spoke before. It is some of the things that we're supposed to do in the relationship, some of the just basic things that we do in the relationship. Probably not disrespect, I should call it. The disregard, I think, is a better word. The disregard in the relationship. You know the person, your wife, has to go to the doctor. Did you find out if she has the money for the doctor? That don't care, that disregard, where the person says, you saw how much work I'm doing and you never came to help. Right? That man who is struggling to pay the bills, and you know that he's paying bills and he's struggling to pay all the bills, he's not complaining. But you have extra money and you are buying frivolities. You're buying trinkets and toys and not going to help him. The disregard. That's what is the one that I'm saying. That when somebody see you treat them with such disdain, they often look for somebody who will treat them better. And something that I usually say, the lower you treat your partner, listen to me, the lower you treat your partner, it does not take much for somebody else to just go slightly above that and take that partner's heart away from you, because you have set the bar too low. The greater you treat your partner, anybody who comes has to jump high over that to take that. So some people who lose the spouse for because of some simple things, because you had the bar too low. By the way, if anybody is here and you feel you need counseling, you see that number at the top there? That is not to balance the screen. That is for those who feel they need help. They need to talk to somebody. The number is 868, because you can get counseling from outside of this country. We do virtual. So the code is 868 and the actual number is 4800080. More than happy to sit down with you. Don't wait until the sore has festered to come and ask me to try and rescue something that may need amputation. Get help early, my people. Okay? I think that every relationship has a good chance of succeeding as long as both parties are willing to make it happen. So don't wait on your partner to try to make it happen. You make the first move. Okay, so how many I gave you all there? 5. Alright. So we talk about the disregard. I think that's fine. I will leave it at 5. Alright, so let me now go back to the ad, and anybody who has an ad that you think you want to put your ad on, feel free. Give me a call, that same number, 480-0080, and we will tell you how to get your ad on and how much it's going to cost, and we will make sure that it is within your reach. Definitely. Alright, so Lick Point is an ice cream shop that is in Montgomery. That is 365-6730. You see the times that they open there. They have waffle cone and the regular cones. If you're not diabetic, you could take the waffle cone. If you're diabetic, left it alone, eat the regular. You understand me? And it's just $15 a scoop. Tastes nice. It is open at some convenient hours. So this program ends at 9 o'clock. If I want ice cream, I have an hour to get to them, to get my ice cream before them close and get back. Yes? So make sure you do that. Alright, so this is the question, and you have to call in for the question to answer the question. This is the question. Give me, I want the person who gives me as many of the points that I brought out tonight, why people leave. And so some of those that you all did mention here, I didn't bother to go over them again because you all were right. The verbal abuse, and we spoke about that, the horning and the constant nagging and all of that. I didn't bother to go over those again because you all covered those. But if you can call in and tell me what you recall from it, the number is on the screen, and let's hear you. Even if you just want to win it for fun because you're out of the country and you're not going to eat the ice cream, you could donate the ice cream to somebody. Alright? I know some of you all shy, but forget the shyness now. Alright? Give me a call on the WhatsApp. Let me see. Alright. So while you all are doing that, if you all have also any questions, you can post it on the screen so that we could take it. Edwin Tulsi, you said the post is uncomfortable. You mean why some people leave it because they are not comfortable? Is that what you're saying? I think that is what you're saying. Alright. Nobody want to call it. Everybody shy with that calling. Alright, text me then. Text me on the WhatsApp if who got the most of the points that we raised tonight. There are 5 points I raised. Right. You are almost to the end of the program. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't seem as though people want to answer it. But I hope you all got the message on the program tonight as to why some people walk out of relationships. Let me see who here. Alright. So somebody told me verbal, dismissive, and horn. Somebody text me that. Verbal, dismissive, and horn. Verbal abuse, dismissive, and horn. That is 3 out of 5. That's great. And if nobody takes it, alright. Here we go. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I answered verbal abuse, disregard, dismissive, and hello?
No, you are hearing the feedback from your end.
Oh, verbal abuse, disregard, dismissive, where's the other one, boy? Porn. I think that's it. That's as much as I remember.
All right, all right. So right, so all right.
Sorry?
So we will give you that
Okay, thank
nicely.
you.
Right. So you'll collect your ice cream at Lick Point.
Ice cream. Thank you.
All
I
right.
want the ice cream.
Yes,
I
yes.
want the ice cream.
You did, you did.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks.
All right. All right. So that person got an ice cream from Lick Point. And when we have any other sponsor that come on board, we're going to also try and do a giveaway so that people get it. So if sometimes we might want to give away a tool, we might want to give away cosmetics or whatever it is. So don't worry. All right. Nicely. All right. So this brings us down to the end of the program today. Just remember, if you're looking for counseling, give us a call at 480-0080. Congratulations to that person who just won the ice cream. I hope that you will enjoy it. I sure you would, because I went there more than once, tasted it before I came here to talk about it. Yeah. So somebody just asked me if it's 1 scoop or 2 scoop. It is 2 scoop you will get, not 1 scoop. We're going to give you your 2 scoop of ice cream. You might be able to share the ice cream 1 scoop with somebody. Alright? So nicely. Great, my people. You all take care. Next week, Thursday, I'm out. We might have to do a rerun because I'm out of the country and I'm not too sure that the internet will be robust enough to broadcast. Right? But certainly the week after that you'll have it live. But I will try and do a rerun next Thursday. God bless you. You all have a wonderful time now. Michael Short out. Ciao.